Now, you will find out how to make money from trading in the year 2025, which tools to use for your analysis, how to practice correctly, and what no modern trader can do without. We'll learn all of this in this video. Let's get started. To begin, I want to open a 1-minute trade on the EUR-CHF currency pair. We'll keep it open in the background. I'm getting a sell signal, and right from here I'm opening my sell trade. And most importantly, after this video, you'll be able to double or even triple your deposit in just a couple of days. So get ready to absorb all the useful information. The very first thing you need to know is how to identify a trending movement. Right now, we're not talking about working with the bot. It's actually all very simple here. Just go to the link in the description right now, activate the booster bot, and you'll get a signal from it. It's very simple, very convenient. And beginners manage to close trades in profit 75% of the time, so there's really not much thinking required here. But if you want to gain more practical knowledge, then this video will be especially useful for you. If you don't want to learn that, then just go to the link in the description right now, activate the booster bot. It literally takes 10 minutes getting the same results. Just take a look at this trade as an example. Out of nowhere, I placed $350, and from this trade I made $318. That means you can double or even triple your balance literally in just one day. Go to the link in the description, activate this bot, and try it out for yourself in your own trading. The very first thing you need to understand is how price works. For example, if you don't know how price moves, whether it's going up or down, then you need to learn about trend movement. So, how should we operate? For instance, if there's an upward trend, then naturally you understand that you need to open trades in the upward direction. But here's the question, where? We have two entry points, at the top during the impulse or at the bottom. And accordingly, all traders who open their trades at the top during the impulse end up losing. They all take a loss. That's why in such cases we need to wait until the price makes a correction or a small move in the opposite direction, and only then open solo trades. Now I'll even show you a tool that's used for this. It's called parallel channels. You can add it right here. So you select this tool and you can immediately and clearly see how the price is moving. For now, let's wait for this trade to close, and then we'll talk more about this tool. An excellent, simple trade, $630 on a straightforward price movement. Now let's break down how this price movement actually works. If we see an upward trend on a currency pair, we immediately understand that we need to open buy trades. For example, I've marked this very parallel movement. Accordingly, I need to adjust it to fit our highs and lows. It looks something like this. And so I see that I need to open buy trades in these areas. In other words, the price is moving upward. We've established that, and therefore the safest entry points will be at the very bottom. There were only 3 of them here. But if we move the chart, we'll see that there are actually 5 of them. So you could have traded with confidence. So what should this look like? If we have an upward movement, then wait until the price comes down to the lower area and makes a correction. Right now I'll mark these very corrections. Here's a correction. Here's correction number 2. And here's correction number 3. Accordingly, when the price, and here's a small 4th one. So when the price moves in the opposite direction during, for example, an uptrend, we open buy trades. It's exactly the same with a downtrend. If we see that the price is moving down and we notice these kinds of movements in the opposite direction, like here, and here, then at those moments we open sell trades. This is what you need to learn. These are the most basic technical skills. If you want even more of these technical insights, then be sure to join our Telegram channel. There we explain in more detail how the market works and how to make money on it. Now let's move on to the next topic. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot. There is also a third state, which is sideways movement. Let me try to find an example of it now. So sometimes on the chart, where we see that the price, for example, is going up. Next, we have sideways movement. That is, the price just moves in place without any clear direction. And after that, either a downward or upward movement can occur. That's exactly what we use parallel channels for. You take a parallel channel and then mark either the sideways movement or the upward or the downward movement. And accordingly, you should work from the most extreme values, either from the upper boundary or from the lower boundary. But still, if we have a trending movement, then we enter from the opposite side. If the movement is upward, we enter from the lower boundary. If the movement is downward, we enter from the upper boundary for a decline. I hope that's clear now. Next, what you need to understand are the indicators. We have a lot of them. There are also indicators that we use with the bot. These are RSI and CCI. And now let's look at an example of a trade using one of these indicators. Let's go with CCI. But first, I'll set its settings to 15. This will be very convenient. And now we'll get a signal using this indicator. I'm choosing the currency pair British pound .Japanese yen. I go to the bot booster, get a new signal, and select this currency pair. The trade duration is 1 minute. And I receive a buy signal. I see that the CCI indicator is within the working range. In other words, these indicators tell us whether it's worth opening a trade with the bot right now or not. If the indicator, or more precisely, the value in the CCI indicator is within the average range, we open a trade to buy or sell. But if you see that the CCI indicator value is currently in the upper or lower range, that is above 100 or below -100, then we do not open trades in these zones. Remember, we only open trades in this middle yellow zone. That way, everything works out perfectly. And this indicator shows us overbought or oversold conditions. And accordingly, if the market is currently balanced, we can calmly open our buy or sell trades following the bot signals. A great deal brings me profit. As you can see, everything works perfectly with the booster bot. This will just be an additional indicator for us. But if you want indicators that are more independent, then use the following: Alligator, Ichimoku clouds, Keltner channels, and Bollinger bands. These 4 indicators will help you trade independently. If you want separate videos about them, let me know in the comments, and I'll make strategies specifically for them, or I'll share them in our Telegram channel. These indicators are very independent. Each of them is unique in its own way. We can work with different values, with different strategies, but all of these will be independent strategies. That is, we won't need a bot or any additional analysis anymore. These indicators need to be configured, and I don't recommend using all of them together. I recommend using only one indicator at a time. By the way, this is a very common mistake among beginners when they do something like this on the chart. So use a maximum of one indicator and one tool. This could be a level or a parallel channel. And, by the way, a big mistake beginners make is having a mess on the chart. If you start doing analysis like this, where you have too many levels and too many indicators, at some point you just start to get lost. So where is the truth here? And which indicator should we listen to? Or which level should we pay attention to? As a result, you get confused and can't open a trade. So try working with just one indicator and look at its statistics. If, for example, this indicator gives you 7 out of boss 10 profitable trades, then you can confidently work with it. If the statistics are 4 out of 10, then you forget about this indicator. Use exactly these kinds of values. In other words, we need statistics of at least 70 or at the very least 60% in order to be profitable. So keep trying and testing. If you don't know where to find a strategy, then check out other videos on this YouTube channel or subscribe to our Telegram channel. There, we share ready-made strategies as well as how to work with our bot app. So if you just start watching the chart, testing strategies and simply practicing, you can already achieve a pretty decent income. Now let's open the final trade and sum up our adventure. So how do you actually become a trader and start trading in 2025? First of all, I receive a buy signal and open my buy trade right from here. But in reality, it's all very simple. In 2025 and really over the past decade, trading has become much easier. We have artificial intelligence. We already have a lot of knowledge about how price works, how you can make money from it, and what strategies to use for that. The most important thing is practice. It's always been that way from the very beginning in every discipline. Practice, practice, and more practice. So what do I advise you to do? Just dedicate a few hours a day or even every other day to trading. Just watch the chart, see what's happening and where, then test your strategies. It doesn't have to be with your entire amount. I've even shown you ready-made strategies today, and you also know how to use the bot. So just keep practicing more. Accordingly, there's no need to chase after money right here and now. You'll get it, but only after a week, 2 weeks, or a month. Yes, you can really push yourself and achieve it in just a few days. But why take such risks if you can, like a turtle, steadily climb higher and higher, and as a result, achieve great heights? So just keep practicing. My advice to you is to reduce your risks but increase the number of trades. That way, you'll actually earn money and gain experience. I'll leave all the links in the description, both for the booster bot and for our Telegram channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them through our support account. With that, I'll say goodbye for now. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and give it a like. See you soon.